Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for being here today. I want to talk to you about something that every single one of us will face on the road to our dreams: failure. We live in a world that often tells us to be afraid of failure, to hide from it, or even to avoid trying in the first place. But I'm here to tell you something different. Failure isn't something to fear. In fact, it's one of the most powerful tools we have to grow, to learn, and to achieve greatness. Today, I want you to look at failure not as an end, but as a beginning, a step forward, a lesson, a part of the process. When you fail, I don't want you to fall back. I want you to fail forward. Because when you fail forward, you take that setback and turn it into a setup for your next success. Let's talk about what it really means to fail forward, to push through the stumbles, to own the lessons, and to keep moving forward no matter how many times life knocks you down. Today isn't about avoiding failure, it's about daring to fail big, embracing it, and understanding that each failure only brings you closer to the success you're reaching for. So, if you're ready to take control of your destiny, to push past your fears, and to let failure be your fuel, let's dive in. Your dreams, those ambitions and goals that stir inside of you, that keep you up at night and fuel your passion, are gifts. They were placed within you for a reason. But here's something crucial to understand. Those dreams don't automatically make themselves happen. They can sit there year after year, just potential, just possibilities. Unless you choose to take ownership, they're not going anywhere. Too often, people let dreams be the things that own them, rather than the other way around. What does that mean? It means we have all these ideas and desires, these things we long to do or become, and we look at them as some distant fantasy, as something out there that maybe one day will happen on its own. But dreams left unattended can become prisons. They hold us captive not because they're too big, but because we've given them the power to intimidate us. The difference between people who realize their dreams and those who don't isn't talent or intelligence, it's commitment. It's the ability to say, I will make this happen, no matter what it takes. When you make a decision to own your dreams, to take control of them, you're making a promise to yourself that you're going to do whatever it takes to get there. You become the active force in your own story, not a passive observer. Owning your dream means you're willing to take risks, to step out of your comfort zone and to face the unknown. It's not about hoping things will fall into place. It's about pushing yourself forward, even when you're unsure, even when it's uncomfortable, and even when everyone around you might doubt it. When you take ownership, you're committing to the process. You see, dreams are wonderful, they're shiny, and they give us hope, but the process of getting there isn't always as glamorous. That's the part people don't talk about as much. The late nights, the early mornings, the long hours of work that no one else sees. That's where ownership shows up. It's in the decision to keep going when things are tough, to keep learning when you don't have all the answers, and to keep believing when you feel like giving up. Ownership means you're not just in love with the dream, you're in love with the journey. You're willing to sacrifice, to push through, and to keep going even when it feels like progress is slow or impossible. And the best part is, when you own your dreams, every step you take toward them, no matter how small, becomes something to be proud of. But let's be clear, owning your dream doesn't mean being reckless or ignoring reality. It means being intentional and focused. You set goals, you make plans, and you act on them. It's about making smart choices, finding mentors, learning skills, and doing the work. You're building something with each choice, each action. When you take ownership, you stop waiting for the perfect moment to come along, because you realize the perfect moment doesn't exist. The only moment you have is now, today. So you start where you are with what you have, and you trust that as long as you keep moving, as long as you're committed, opportunities will come. And here's the thing, when you take ownership of your dream, you take responsibility for it. It's no longer someone else's job to make it happen, or to support you, or to open doors for you. It's your job. That doesn't mean you won't have help along the way or that you shouldn't seek it, but it does mean you're not sitting around waiting for someone to give you permission or hand you a golden opportunity. You become the driver in your own life. You seek out the people, the resources, the experiences that will help you grow and learn. You're the one in charge, and that's an incredibly powerful position to be in. Ownership also means accepting that there will be setbacks and failures, and not letting those stop you. Every person who has achieved something great has had to overcome obstacles. It's part of the journey. When you take ownership, you see those obstacles as stepping stones, not roadblocks. You don't let failure define you, you let it refine you. You use it as fuel, as a way to get better, to get stronger. Because when you truly own something, you don't just give up on it when things get hard. You keep going, you keep fighting, because it's yours. It belongs to you, and you're not willing to let it slip away. At the end of the day, your dreams are not some distant, unattainable fantasy. They're real, and they're achievable, but only if you're willing to own them, to take control of them, and to work for them. So don't let your dreams just sit there haunting you, taunting you with what could be. Take control. Don't let them own you. Own them. Make a decision today, right now, that you're going to take responsibility for your future, for your success, for your happiness. You have the power. It's your life, it's your journey, and it's your dream. Now go out there and make it happen. In life, failure is inevitable. If you're doing anything worthwhile, if you're reaching for something beyond the familiar, you're going to fail along the way. But here's the truth that makes all the difference. Failing isn't the end. It's just a part of the journey. You see, most people are so afraid of failure that they won't even try. They're terrified of making mistakes, looking foolish, or coming up short. But real growth, real success, only comes when you're willing to embrace failure and let it propel you forward. To fail big means you went after something that matters, something significant. It means you didn't settle for the safe and comfortable path, but instead dared to push yourself to reach higher. Every person who has ever achieved anything worthwhile has experienced failure, but they didn't let it stop them. They used it as a tool to get better, to learn, to grow. So if you're afraid of failing, you're really just afraid of stepping into the greatness that's waiting for you on the other side of those mistakes. When you fail forward, you understand that failure isn't final. It's not a label or a life sentence. It's feedback. Every setback you encounter, every time something doesn't go the way you planned, you have a choice. You can let it defeat you, or you can let it teach you. Failure has lessons wrapped inside of it, lessons you won't find in success alone. Failure shows you what needs improvement, where you need to focus, and where you need to dig deeper. The most successful people are the ones who took those lessons to heart, who adapted and kept going, who learned how to adjust their approach until they found what works. Failing forward means you're using every misstep as a stepping stone. Each failure brings you one step closer to success, because with each mistake, you're becoming wiser, stronger, and more prepared. It's important to remember that failure is not a reflection of your worth. So many people take failure personally. They think it means they're not good enough or they're not capable. But that's not what failure is at all. Failure is just evidence that you're trying. If you didn't fail, it would mean you weren't taking risks or challenging yourself. Failure doesn't define you, it refines you. It's like a sculptor chipping away at a block of marble to reveal the masterpiece within. With every setback, every mistake, you're being shaped into a more resilient, knowledgeable, and capable version of yourself. So don't shrink back from failure, lean into it. Know that each time you stumble, you're closer to where you want to be, closer to the person you're meant to become. A big part of failing forward is developing the mindset that no experience is wasted. Sometimes, when things don't work out, it can feel like you've wasted time or energy, but that's not the case. Every experience, especially the ones that don't go as planned, adds to your wisdom, your understanding, and your ability to navigate challenges. Think of each failure as an investment in your growth. Even if it doesn't lead to the result you wanted, it's teaching you something valuable. Maybe it's patience, maybe it's persistence, or maybe it's showing you a new way to approach your goals. When you fail forward, you recognize that all of it, the successes and the setbacks, is part of your progress. You learn to trust the journey and to understand that everything you go through is preparing you for what lies ahead. One of the hardest parts of failing is dealing with the opinions of others. People will have their judgments, they'll have their criticisms, and if you're not careful, that noise can get into your head. But here's the thing. Other people's opinions don't determine your destiny. Only you can do that. When you fail big, there will be people who doubt you, who say you're not cut out for it, who think you should give up. Don't listen to them. They don't see the bigger picture. They don't know what's in your heart or what you're capable of. Failing forward means learning to tune out those voices and staying focused on your path. Use their doubt as fuel. Let it push you to prove to yourself that you can rise above it, that you're stronger than the limitations others try to put on you. Failing forward is also about resilience, the ability to get back up, no matter how many times you fall. It's not easy to keep going after a setback, But resilience is what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who don't. Every time you get knocked down, you have the choice to either stay down or to rise up stronger. That decision to get back up, to keep moving forward, is what builds character. It's what builds strength. With each failure, you're building resilience. And with each step forward, you're showing yourself just how strong you really are. Resilience doesn't mean you won't feel the sting of disappointment or frustration. It just means you don't let those feelings stop you. You feel them, and then you move forward anyway. Ultimately, failing forward is about redefining success. Success isn't just about reaching the goal. It's about who you become on the way there. It's about the lessons you learn, the strength you develop, and the person you grow into. When you fail forward, you're not just chasing a destination, you're embracing the journey. You're valuing the process, not just the outcome. And that's a mindset that will serve you not only in reaching your dreams, but in every area of life. You start to see that success is a journey of becoming, not just achieving, and each failure, each challenge, each setback is a part of that journey. So don't fear failure. Embrace it. See it as an ally, a guide, a teacher. Let it push you, let it shape you, and let it strengthen you. Fail big, fail boldly, and fail forward. Because each time you do, you're not moving further from your dreams, you're moving closer. Each failure is a step forward, a chance to grow, a chance to refine yourself. Failure is not the enemy of success, it's a critical part of it. So don't let the fear of failure keep you from taking action. Don't let it paralyze you. Instead, use it to fuel your determination, your resilience, and your commitment to your dream. Remember, the only true failure is never trying at all, so take that leap. Dare to fail. And when you do, fail forward.